probably an employee spread the hepatitis virus.
Chi-Chi's was rated one of the top Mexican restaurants nationally.
Chi-Chi's recently filed for reorganization under Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Chi-Chi's, once a beloved Mexican dining staple, is captivated with its vibrant atmosphere and flavors. But behind the success lies a tragic downfall, marked by customer poisonings. How did such a cherished brand collapse so dramatically? Could this disaster have been avoided before it shattered customer trust? Join us as we uncover the disturbing fall of Chi-Chi's. Chi-Chi's, the beloved Tex-Mex chain, began its journey in 1975 thanks to a unique partnership between Max McGee, a former Green Bay Packers star, and Marno McDermott, a restaurant entrepreneur. McGee, who was well known for his unforgettable performance in Super Bowl I, where he played despite being hungover, and went on to catch 7 passes for 138 yards and score the first touchdown in Super Bowl history, ventured into the restaurant business after his football career. Together with McDermott, they brought a fresh, vibrant Tex-Mex dining experience to America. Their idea was simple, yet innovative for the time, to introduce a Mexican-inspired dining experience that could appeal to the American family. They succeeded in ways no one could have predicted.
Real great steak. What a lot of meat.
Chi-Chi's came from McDermott's wife, affectionately called Chi-Chi. The first Chi-Chi's restaurant opened in Richfield, Minnesota, offering a festive, colorful atmosphere filled with lively music, vibrant decor, and a menu filled with Tex-Mex classics. It wasn't long before the chain became a sensation. What set Chi-Chi's apart was its ability to cater to American taste while introducing new and exciting dishes, such as chimichangas, sizzling fajitas, and their famous fried ice cream. Paired with signature margaritas, it was a recipe for success. This unique blend of casual dining and celebratory atmosphere quickly made Chi-Chi's a go-to spot for family gatherings, birthdays, and special nights out. By the mid-1980s, Chi-Chi's had expanded to over 200 locations across the U.S., filling a niche market as one of the few large-scale restaurants offering Tex-Mex cuisine. The chain became synonymous with fun family meals where guests could enjoy large portions at reasonable prices. The festive vibe at Chi-Chi's turned it into more than just a dining experience. It was a place to celebrate. The chain's success is also attributed to former KFC executive Shelley Frank, who took the reins and expanded the restaurant's footprint to new cities and states. Chi-Chi's struck a balance that many chains at the time struggled with. It offered something fresh, exciting, and exotic, yet it wasn't intimidating to mainstream American diners. Many were still unfamiliar with dishes like enchiladas, tacos, and chimichangas, but Chi-Chi's made them approachable by emphasizing fun and celebration over formality. Families loved it, kids enjoyed the lively environment, and adults appreciated the laid-back vibe, complete with hard-to-resist margaritas. Now, let's uncover how Chi-Chi's rapid growth set the stage for its eventual struggles. Chi-Chi's experienced phenomenal growth throughout the 1970s and early 80s, becoming synonymous with festive dining and Tex-Mex cuisine. What began as a small chain rapidly expanded into a household name. Franchising played a significant role in this success, allowing Chi-Chi's to open new locations at breakneck speed. By the mid-80s, the company was riding high on the wave of success, bringing in multi-million-dollar profits. However, rapid expansion brought its own set of problems. Chi-Chi's invested heavily in real estate, with many restaurants occupying massive spaces of 10 to 12,000 square feet. These sprawling locations were costly, requiring consistently high profits to justify their size.
And when your complimentary chips and salsa turn up, give our fantastic drinks a whirl.
In some markets, Chi-Chi's overestimated demand, building large, expansive restaurants in areas where the market for Mexican food was either already saturated or virtually non-existent. Put simply, the company's emphasis on size came at the expense of the quality of the food and service. This miscalculation started to strain the brand's finances. Another challenge arose from the company's internal management. The rapid pace of growth led to an 80% turnover rate among restaurant managers, resulting in inconsistent service, food quality, and customer experience. These inconsistencies began to erode the brand's reputation over time. Branding also became a point of concern. Chi-Chi's leaned heavily on kitschy stereotypical portrayals of Mexican culture, which, while popular in the 80s, started to feel outdated and out of touch as consumer taste evolved. Brightly colored dining rooms, oversized margaritas, and servers in flamboyant uniforms created a party-like atmosphere, but this 365-day fiesta approach didn't resonate with everyone. Commercials from the 90s, often featuring exaggerated accents and gimmicky songs, felt more like parodies than authentic representations of Mexican culture. For some customers, these marketing efforts began to feel forced, and the lack of authenticity became glaring as diners increasingly sought out more genuine culinary experiences. While Chi-Chi's offered an Americanized version of Mexican food, initially embraced as Tex-Mex, its inability to adapt to changing consumer preferences hurt its long-term viability. The company needed to evolve its image and food offerings to match the growing demand for more authentic dining experiences. As the 90s rolled in, this disconnect between Chi-Chi's branding and customer expectations significantly contributed to its decline. Chi-Chi's, once a beloved fixture in the casual dining scene with its vibrant Mexican-inspired cuisine, faced mounting financial troubles as the 90s ended. Once a pioneer in bringing Mexican flavors to American suburbs, the chain needed help to adapt to changing market dynamics and internal challenges. High operating costs and stiff competition from new entrants like Olive Garden and Texas Roadhouse began eroding its market share. Poor management decisions, including a revolving door of executives, made matters worse. Leadership turnover led to inconsistent strategies, leaving the company needing a clear direction. In 1995, Chi-Chi's was sold to Foodmaker Incorporated, the parent company of Jack in the Box. Although this acquisition was seen as a potential lifeline, it began a slow unraveling. Under new ownership, Chi-Chi's underwent several drastic changes that alienated its loyal customer base. Its iconic Mexican menu was watered down, and Americanized dishes like pasta, stir-fry, and taco pizza were introduced. This departure from its roots led to confusion and dissatisfaction among diners who had once flocked to the restaurant for its original flavors. The early 2000s marked a critical period for Chi-Chi's. Struggling to maintain relevance, the company embarked on ambitious refurbishment efforts to rejuvenate its brand, sinking hundreds of thousands of dollars into individual locations. Despite these efforts, sales continued to slump, and Chi-Chi's found itself deep in debt due to failed expansion plans. In 2002, facing overwhelming financial pressure, Chi-Chi's filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, hoping to restructure and pay off its mounting debts. Yet, the situation continued to worsen. By 2003, Chi-Chi's faced its most dire crisis under the newly named parent company, Prandium Incorporated. The chain was burning cash at a rate that would result in them running out of free cash in the next 5 to 7 business days, according to Anthony Barrell, the company's president at the time. The financial strain proved impossible, and Chi-Chi's again filed for bankruptcy. What had once been a vibrant chain filled with life and flavor had become a cautionary tale of poor management, loss of identity, and failed attempts at reinvention. Yet, this was only the beginning of Chi-Chi's tumultuous journey. In 2003, a seemingly harmless ingredient became the final blow to Chi-Chi's already faltering reputation. An outbreak of hepatitis A serious liver infection, traced back to contaminated ingredients served at a Chi-Chi's location in Beaver Valley, shattered the trust of consumers and dealt a devastating hit to the brand. The source of the problem? Contaminated green onions, imported from Mexico.
Probably an employee spread the hepatitis virus by not washing their hands after going to the bathroom.
While the exact cause of the contamination was never firmly established, several theories emerged. These range from poor hygiene practices during the growing or processing stages to using contaminated water for irrigation. The CDC investigation revealed that the green onions were typically delivered to Chi-Chi's in large boxes and stored in ice buckets before being chopped up for various dishes. They were often served uncooked, like salsa or as toppings for fajitas. This outbreak started in early October 2003, with customers from the Beaver Valley Chi-Chi's falling ill one by one. Symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, fatigue, and jaundice took weeks to manifest, making it tough to trace the source of the illness at first. However, as more people fell sick, health officials began to suspect a foodborne illness. Interviews with those affected revealed a common pattern. They had all dined at the Chi-Chi's within a certain time frame. By November of 2003, the outbreak was connected to the contaminated green onions, and over 600 individuals had reported illnesses across multiple states. Tragically, 4 people lost their lives due to complications from the hepatitis A infection. This incident not only highlighted the risks associated with food safety, but also marked a significant turning point in the history of Chi-Chi's. At least 13 of Chi-Chi's employees fell ill, highlighting the widespread nature of the contamination. The outbreak delivered a fatal blow to Chi-Chi's reputation. The company was already struggling at the time, having filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy just a month prior. While in bankruptcy court, Chi-Chi's was forced to settle claims with victims and their families, deepening the brand's financial woes. The 2003 outbreak also had far-reaching effects on food safety in the U.S. It raised awareness about the dangers of contaminated fresh produce, creating the Produce Traceability Initiative in 2008 and inspiring the FDA's 2020 traceability rule to prevent future outbreaks. Although a hepatitis A vaccine had been introduced in 1996, the Chi-Chi's incident prompted the Centers for Disease Control in 2006 to recommend that all children receive the vaccine, broadening its use nationwide. What began as a single incident at a local Chi-Chi's location ended as a critical moment in public health, forever changing how we think about food safety and traceability in the U.S. What impact would this have on Chi-Chi's? Let's discover the details. The green onion incident marked a turning point for Chi-Chi's. While the Chi-Chi's quickly took action by closing the Beaver Valley location, the fallout was immediate and severe.
It's up to the manager, whoever's watching those employees, to kind of make sure that they do the things that they need to do, like wash their hands.
The public's confidence in Chi-Chi's food safety standards crumbled. With reports of illness and lawsuits dominating the headlines, the chain's once loyal customers became wary of returning, fearing further contamination. Local politicians staged a media event at the Beaver Valley Mall to calm public fears. They made a show of eating sandwiches at other food establishments within the mall to reassure the public that it was still safe to dine out. While the gesture drew headlines, it did little to restore confidence in Chi-Chi's. The outbreak had already caused lasting damage, and customers remained skeptical. The public relations efforts couldn't undo Chi-Chi's loss of trust. Chi-Chi's executives scrambled to address the crisis, implementing stricter food safety measures and increasing transparency to regain the public's trust. However, these efforts proved to be too little, too late. The damage had already been done, and the fear of another outbreak lingered in diners' minds. Restaurants depend heavily on consumer trust, and once that trust is broken, it's exceedingly difficult to restore. This was a turning point for Chi-Chi's, and the chain began to feel the full impact of the backlash. Sales at Chi-Chi's locations across the country started to plummet. Some customers sought alternatives, while others avoided eating out altogether. The bad press surrounding the outbreak also deterred potential new patrons who associated the name Chi-Chi's with health risks. Even the introduction of stricter food safety protocols wasn't enough to lure customers back into the restaurants. Lawsuits, negative headlines, and customer hesitancy created a financial dilemma that the company couldn't escape. As the public's perception of Chi-Chi's shifted, so did the chain's future. The outbreak accelerated what was already a slow decline. By the time the legal battles were settled and the health crisis had passed, the chain's reputation was too tarnished to rebuild. Declining sales, combined with the immense cost of lawsuits and settlements, crippled Chi-Chi's ability to operate effectively. As a result, the once thriving chain began shuttering its remaining locations across the U.S., marking the end of an era for the beloved restaurant. The shutdown of these restaurants resulted in job losses for numerous employees and created a gap in dining choices for loyal Chi-Chi patrons. What was once a vibrant and bustling chain was now a mere shadow of its former glory. By 2004, Chi-Chi's, once a beloved name in American casual dining, was on a downward spiral that culminated in a poignant closure. The shadows of financial mismanagement and public health crises loomed large over the brand, leading to unfortunate events that sealed its fate.
National chain Chi-Chi's, which is in bankruptcy, is out to rebuild its reputation.
The chain had experienced several tumultuous years marked by significant challenges, including multiple bankruptcies and ongoing leadership changes. However, the tipping point came with the hepatitis A outbreak in 2003. This public health scare not only jeopardized the safety of its patrons, but also severely tarnished the brand's reputation. As 2004 rolled in, Chi-Chi's managed to keep just over 60 locations afloat in the U.S., but the brand needed to improve. The company sought to liquidate its assets to salvage what remained. This bittersweet endeavor marked the end of an era for a restaurant that had once filled diners with joy and laughter. In the summer of that year, Outback Steakhouse made a significant move by purchasing the remaining Chi-Chi's properties for $42.5 million. However, this acquisition was about something other than preserving the Chi-Chi's name or culinary legacy. Instead, it was primarily a real estate maneuver, as the deal needed to include the branding, operational practices, or cherished recipes that had made Chi-Chi's a household name. By September of 2004, Chi-Chi's had officially closed all of its U.S. locations. The end came swiftly, signaling a farewell to a brand that had once been synonymous with festive dining and fun gatherings. The closures resonated with many who had fond memories of family dinners and celebrations held within Chi-Chi's colorful walls. Outback's initial vision was to convert many of the Chi-Chi's locations into restaurants under its growing portfolio, which included popular chains like Bonefish Grill and Fleming's Prime Steakhouse. While this plan did not fully materialize as envisioned, Outback nonetheless succeeded in the transition. Ultimately, most of the properties were sold to Kimco Realty Corporation, a real estate investment company, sealing the fate of the Chi-Chi's brand. As the doors closed on the last Chi-Chi's, many diners reflected on the joyous memories created at the restaurants, the vibrant decor, the sound of laughter, and the aroma of sizzling fajitas. Chi-Chi's, once a staple of festive dining across America, may no longer have had its vibrant restaurants serving Tex-Mex favorites, but its legacy is far from extinguished. The brand thrives in grocery stores with various products like salsas, tortillas, and other Tex-Mex delights.
Chi-Chi's Restaurante Salsa with real vegetable chunks.
Owned by Megamex Foods, Chi-Chi's remains a beloved name for those who fondly remember its lively atmosphere and unique culinary offerings during its heyday. Founded in 1975, Chi-Chi's rapidly grew into a national phenomenon, reaching its peak at over 200 locations. It became synonymous with a fun, family-friendly dining experience, combining vibrant decor and an exciting menu featuring tacos, enchiladas, and their signature sizzling fajitas. The restaurant's lively atmosphere celebrated flavors, allowing diners to immerse themselves in the spirit of Mexican culture, complete with mariachi bands and colorful sombreros. Families gathered to celebrate milestones. Friends shared laughs over margaritas, and everyone enjoyed the warmth of camaraderie. However, Chi-Chi's story is a cautionary tale in the restaurant industry. The brand's downfall can be traced back to uncontrolled expansion, inconsistent quality, and a devastating foodborne illness outbreak in 2003. These factors combined created a perfect storm that led to the chain's eventual bankruptcy in 2004. Though the restaurants may have vanished from the U.S. landscape, Chi-Chi's continues to endure through its grocery products, a testament to its enduring appeal. In 1987, Hormel Foods acquired the rights to produce and market Chi-Chi's branded salsa and related products in the U.S. By 1996, this product line generated an impressive $60 million annually. The brand's revival in grocery stores showcased a pivot from the dining experience to the home kitchen, allowing fans to recreate some of their favorite flavors in the comfort of their own homes. In 2009, Hormel formed a 50-50 joint venture with the Mexico-based food manufacturer Herdez del Fuerte, leading to the establishment of Megamex Foods. This partnership ensured that Chi-Chi's brand thrived alongside well-known brands like Herdez and La Victoria. Today, Chi-Chi's branded food products are found in major supermarkets and discount stores nationwide, including salsas, dips, tortillas, tortilla chips, and taco seasoning mixes. These products evoke a sense of nostalgia for many who recall the vibrant meals shared at Chi-Chi's restaurants. It's not just about the food, it's about the memories created around the table, where laughter and joy flowed as freely as the margaritas. In April of 2021, Tex-Mex boldly enlisted a popular TikTok personality as Chi-Chi's brand ambassador for its Cinco de Mayo advertising campaign. This clever strategy highlighted the company's keen awareness of changing consumer trends and dedication to revitalizing Chi-Chi's spirit in today's vibrant culture. However, despite this fresh approach, it could have done more to rekindle the brand's former glory or significantly boost its popularity among consumers. While the Chi-Chi's restaurants may be gone, the brand endures, reminding us of the importance of measured growth, operational excellence, and prioritizing food safety in the food industry. Chi-Chi's legacy lives on in grocery aisles in the hearts of those who cherish the colorful dining experience that once brought so much joy. The brand remains a powerful chapter in America's culinary story, bridging the gap between past memories and present tastes.